She didn't even give me no time to think about these questions.
Yeah, she sent it a long time ago.
Yeah, you did. Great. When did you start to content create?
All right, party people. What is up, everybody? It is your girl. Welcome to China, and welcome to the what, to the who, to the how, to the now, to the brownest of cows. Welcome to the Nightcap Crew.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, champagne for free.
All right, y'all. For those who do not know, this is the Nightcap Crew, our weekly show every Wednesday from 9 to 10:30 p.m. EST. So if you are here, you are in the right place. But y'all already know, each week we have a special guest. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to my boy, Q. And go ahead and intro our guest for us.
Yo, what is good, everybody? Another night of the fucking Nightcap Crew. I'm here with the homies and my guy, my main homie, Big Juicy, aka Jacob. He is a social media marketer, rapper, influencer, just a really good dude. So you need to follow him right now and listen to these gems he about to drop for sure, please. It's time. It's time.
Yeah, thank you. For sure. Yeah, I'm excited. You know, he told me, he's like, hey, man, get on this podcast. And I was like, all right, I'm down. And then you hit me up just like that. And I was like, da-na-na, da-na-na. And it just happened so quickly. Like ESPN, you know what I'm saying? Like ESPN. But
Let's
yeah.
get it. So we finna do it like Nike and just do it. So anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and get into our first topic of the night. Now, since we do have someone here who does social media, we all do social media, we content create, we rap, we sing sometimes, may not be the best, but we make it happen here at the Nightcap Crew. Not even to you, Danielle. You always want to take something, everything special. You okay? Anyway, you guys, today, our first question of the night is going to be quite simple, but I would say it's a loaded question. We're going to get to know the panel a little bit today, you guys. Why and what made you start to content create? Now, content creation, for those who do not know, is anything you do on social media. So on social media, you may be rapping. You may be a YouTuber. You may have a podcast like Danielle. It's a lot of different things that people do on social media. So I thought it was interesting. What made you start content creation? We're going to start with you, Big Juicy, as our guest. How did you get into content creation? You can let us know a little bit about you, but what made you want to get started in this realm?
So the thing is like I've always wanted, like before to even be an artist, I always wanted to be an actor. So I thought it'd be pretty funny, you know what I mean? Because I like Chris Farley and stuff like that. So he was pretty funny too. But I just started, partying a lot at Michigan State, and I was drinking and smoking a lot, and we would just have like freestyle circles. So I would just be so drunk freestyling for like 2-3 hours in a row, like just drinking and smoking all night. And I was like, I really like this. So, I got a good beat. I went to the studio, spent like $300-$400 on a mix and master, made it sound nice, invested a little bit. And I ended up I just like making music, but just content. I do so much content creation. That's the crazy thing. It's hard to even explain like everything, because now I'm like marketing a lot more now, and I'm growing social medias as well. So I'm hitting stuff from like 3 different angles. But probably I started really getting into content creation when I was like 17, 18 years old. I'm 24 now. So, I've been doing it for a minute, but just hard work, dedication. I just love it. So that's why I got into it. I'm a hard worker.
Some years in the game. Now I know a lot of people can relate to that. We're gonna kick it to Q. What made you start content creating?
I just like making people laugh and just being on camera, to be honest. Like no conceited shit. I just like just being a part of something that's creative, I'd say. But I feel like it started probably like when I came back from college, like 2015. And I was kind of just like in a weird space of like I kind of gave up an old dream and I was picking up a new one. So rapping was just on my heart heavy. So I figured it kind of started off with just making funny videos, like Juice said. It just came out with just funny videos and just rapping. But then over time, of course, you put so much repetition and practice into your craft. You're like, I might just keep posting this shit. You know what I mean? Like to see who's rocking with me or not. But strictly music based and just comedy, I just love. So yeah.
So people were being receptive to your content at first. Now, do you think that you would have continued if it wasn't sticking a little bit? If people weren't like, "Yo, I kind of like this."
Oh, that's even now. Like it's always gonna be a hit and miss with like creating content, just because you never know who's the audience is gonna reach. Like it is what it is, but yeah, it can be a little discouraging, but it's all good. Like as long as you like the content you're creating, like you're all good. I feel like.
All right, it's a lot of content, ladies. Let's talk about it. Who want to go?
I guess I would just go since I needed first. I'm just kidding.
No, go.
I was quicker. You gotta be quicker than that. I don't know. I started probably like 2014, and I got more into like the beauty community part of Instagram, and it was huge. Kind of like it started off. It was still big. There was still creators doing really well. And I just seen like their skill, and I guess like I just wanted to keep like getting to the next skill, and then like I seen the opportunities that like it started to create for them like over the time. It was kind of like I ended up like growing with them in a way. So I just thought like that was really cool. And I had already I had gotten to makeup right in 2014, 2013, right before high school ended and I graduated and stuff. And I just got into that first, but kind of I want to say Big Juicy said, I always was I wanted to, maybe it was cute, but I always wanted to be an actress or a singer when I was young or an artist. And I just kind of always drew and stuff like that, and just always been into art and the behind the scenes of stuff. So I just wanted to really understand more how they were creating and how their content was so good, how their pictures were so good. I wanted to get to that level. And now that I feel I'm there, it's become more of a passion than just the content creating at first.
You had to keep up at first. We want to be consistent. What do I need to do for my stuff to look like theirs? It was an admiration.
Yeah, and I had always been a really avid YouTube watcher. I used to watch Shane Dawson way when he first came out, and just other OG YouTubers and stuff like that. And I was never into the makeup side, but once I got into the makeup side, I realized there was a huge YouTube presence for makeup as well. So I just felt that's kind of where I had finally fit. So yeah, I just really enjoy it still, and hope to advance to those opportunities still, and just the freedom that comes with it. I've always admired, and obviously I do work for myself, so I definitely love it still, and I'm gonna keep pushing no matter what.
Period, boo. All right, Danielle, you podcast. Now, how did you get into content creation? Was this the first time, or how we get into that?
All right. So I'll give you guys the quick story of it. So I have been really pushing content creation. I'll be coming up on my 1 year. I think it's October 13th of the Red Flag Collectors podcast. That's my first real push into kind of podcasting. It all really started because one of my friends would always tell me everything in my dating life, oh, your life is a reality show. We need to write it. And I'm okay, well, MTV is not going to pick up this reality show about a random girl. So I was trying to think what could be funny. And then all of the Call Her Daddy drama broke with Barstool. And I've said it before, but Dave Portnoy really lit a fire under my ass. He gave out the auditions email. He was all right, it's go time. If you guys are podcasters, digital creators, keep pushing, keep doing it. So, it's all thanks to Dave Portnoy, I would like to say, and hopefully he'll be my boss one day.
And for those who do not know, Dave Portnoy is the creator of one of the biggest sports podcasting, broadcasting online. So big deal, something to be a part of if you are in the content creating field. So that's the reason for it. So it was someone, a part of something that you want to be a part of. You're okay, this is the only way I can get to it. I got to have some content. So that's enough. That's enough. Chris.
It's enough for me.
It's enough for me. Chris, you got your EP coming out. You've been heavily on the content creation. What made you really get into it? Because I know you personally, and it just came out of nowhere, but it's been going well. So let's talk about it.
First of all, thank you. Yeah. I initially got into it, honestly, because of the pandemic. So everything started with my fitness page, Fit Hollywood 6 on IG. Everything started with that. And I graduated with my bachelor's in exercise science. I have a passion for exercise, fitness, health, and it's always been that way, going on a decade, maybe 12 years in total. And I saw other people creating fitness pages, and I'm man, I should just do it. I should just do it. But life was just moving so fast before the pandemic, and I just never really had the time to sit down and really do it and commit myself to it. And then once it hit, I saw it as the perfect opportunity to actually not only create the page for myself, but actually help people, to show them you don't need a gym to work out and to keep yourself healthy. I was doing home workouts. I was writing up home workouts for people to just do and just to follow. And honestly, that's where it started. And when I look back on that page, and that man, I started April last year, 2020. When I look back and see the progress, it's just crazy to see it grow. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep it pushing and then just expand on everything else. Like the music comes with it, the documentary, it all just branches off of the fitness.
You get more creative. You see, somehow when through content creation, everybody start rapping. I know damn sure I was. They still call me Finesse Queen. I made one song. So I know how it be. Everybody want to keep creating. It's you get the bug. You like, I started fitness. Now I start rapping. Now I'm working on a documentary. Now you got this. But hey, they say you need 6-8 streams of income. So I know we got a long way to go. We got a lot more money to make. So that was just a precursor question for the audience to get to know everybody, including our guests. Now, a bonus question, because we love our audience members here as well. YBC Mir, M-I-R, I can't say it. Do y'all feel like content creation helps you express yourself? I'm going to say yes. I moved to a new state and I started YouTube, and that was my only damn friends. And I have a lot of shit that I like to talk about that my friends don't like to talk about. So sometimes online in content creation, you find a lot of people that love your propaganda and you just sit and talk about it all day. So that's the beauty of it. So I will say yes. Who wants to chime in on this? Not too long-winded, but we'll take a couple.
Yeah, I'll hop in really quick. I think it does, because there's definitely some stuff where I can talk about it with my groups of friends. But I just think I've learned a lot from the guests I've had on my show, whether it's like dating coaches, therapists, sex workers. There's something to learn from everyone. So it's also helped me expand like my knowledge base as well as my skills in creation and being able to express what I'm thinking about certain topics.
I love that. That definitely, I feel like I have learned so much from just watching different people and their ways of life, just from morning routines to what they eat, to fitness, to beauty, to health, all that. But I definitely feel like it helps me express myself for sure. And I would want to talk about makeup for hours. And again, none of my friends would want to talk about that. So it definitely gave me like a way to talk about something I was passionate about.
All right. Lovely. Any Juice? Let's hear from you.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, cool. Because my headset randomly,
You sound crispy. Crispy.
For sure.
Go ahead.
Do you feel like content creating help you express yourself? I mean, it all depends, honestly. I mean, if I'm feeling sad, a lot of the shit I make is like negative. You know what I mean? But it's like I realize that it's so much better when you make content and you're actually in a good mood. It's better. Yeah. Just in general, just for your spirits and just like whatever can happen. You know what I mean? Because it's like positive energy will always be better than negative, regardless. Even if you're in like a negative spot. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So regardless.
So still create from a positive space if we can.
Always
we acknowledge that it's still going to be better.
Yeah.
I feel that. That was a very nice point. So we're going to leave that one where it is, y'all, and go ahead and get on to our next topic.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot a brain, your friend.
All right, y'all. Before we get into it, make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up. Make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe button and continue to support the channel. Next question. Do you compare your successes to others? Now, let's be honest. Let's be honest here. I will start. I compare my successes to other people, but the wiring in my brain, it doesn't make me feel upset or angry. It pushes me forward. Not that sounds cliche or whatever, but to achieve like sort of what Jocelyn was saying, it helps me get closer to achieve. How do I get there? When I see something that I like, how can I make that happen for myself? I don't go to the hateration. I don't go to the self-hatred. I don't go to the woe is me. I like how they got them pictures. This looks crispy. Okay, I got to get off the iPhone now. Now it's time for me to get a camera. Or now I need to go to a new podcasting space. I'll give you something else. I'm starting my own pod. Do I want to do it at home? Yes. Is it better studios in New York? Is it better materials there, better producers, better things? Yes. Should I use that money to go and pod in New York and have visuals? Of course. Am I going to do it? Yes. But if I wasn't watching podcasts and watching other things and creators who are creating things the way that I like, then I would not have that idea. I would not be able to do that. So yes, comparison, I feel like can be the devil, but it can also be God as well. So that's where I'm at with it. Who wants to chime?
I want to tackle this one real quick. It's a really interesting question because do you compare your successes to others? Now, like if it was a question like do you sometimes like compare yourself to others or like maybe your content, then I would have to probably say yes. But like my successes, I have to say no because it's like the total package of what I'm trying to do is like I don't think anyone else is doing it per se. But it's like I don't even understand fully what I'm doing yet. I'm just actually kind of doing. Like I have a plan, but it's just like I'm also just kind of doing. So it's hard to even compare the successes when they just so randomly come. And then you have your losses and like your lessons. But it's just so hard to compare it when it's like strictly your journey. It's like I'm going through each and every one of these wins and losses for a reason, and it's for me. So sometimes it's like almost impossible to compare because if like you compare it your successes or your losses to someone else's, then you don't really learn from it. And I've really kind of been in that math space lately.
That's real.
I want to say something. The one thing I wanted to say. Can you hear me right?
Easily.
Yeah. So, the one thing I want to say is you can't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 15, but with 3 to 6 months of really hard work, you can jump from chapter 1 to chapter 7 that quickly. It's all based on how bad you want to be successful. I mean, no matter what you're doing, if you're in a sales job or a commission-based job, yeah, of course you're going to compare yourself sometimes to people. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you have to realize you're your own person. So, I say this a lot on my Friday mentor calls because I mentor, entrepreneurs on Friday. And I do a Zoom call and I talk about it. So, and that's something I always tell people, especially people that are just starting out. You know what I mean? Like, it's always, if you really want to do something, you just have to work hard. And once you get good at repetition, once you learn the small things, you can do the big things right. That's what I always tell people. So, yeah.
It was also really real is that we all have our own version of success. So I can't even, like, some people already like successful in their heads, like chain, watch, boat, whip. Like I don't need nothing material. The only reason why I would compare my like you said, myself or maybe my art or to others is honestly just for reflection purposes. You know what I mean? Like if I'm on my head, insecure or like negative, I'm like, it'll come down to like, how the fuck is this popping out? And I'm like,
okay,
my shit ain't getting no traction.
Real quick. So we rap here, we write, we make music, and we had someone comment and say, don't you need successes to measure? Don't you need someone else's success to, amount to your own or to compare? If somebody going hard on the track, don't you think I need to go a little bit harder, or someone's lyrics are still hitting? Then I think physical, like, okay, you may want to have a house, a set of chains, and it be physically on you. But I still think sometimes we do need to compare in some ways and to be better, because music-wise, just simply saying that, I've heard other rappers and other people that is maybe like, okay, I know that I can redo this verse, or I know I got a feature on here, and I know that I can come a little bit harder. So in elements like that, let's speak to those now that I put that in there. Because it is a need for comparison for success. I have to challenge. We have to compare a little bit.
I would never compare just because I don't know what people want in this life personally. I don't know, like, people have a lot of different intentions too that seem for the better, but it's not. It's kind of just like a damn near like a easy obtainable fantasy that isn't even like satisfying. Like people think they want a lot of shit and overlook the real things that make you like successful. You know what I mean?
That's the enlightened version of it. But every day, every Don, Dick, and Harry is still going to sit and compare, or, still want to think someone else is doing this, or can I do this to be better? But you've never had that mindset before to compare or anything.
Can we define like successes though? Because it's like when we compare like that I guess that's the tricky part of the question for me. Because it's like when I have a success, like I'm literally just happy about it because it's my success. It's like, to be completely
Okay, I
real.
can adjust the I can adjust the question a little bit. What how I guess we can tackle it as how does it speak to you? The question I want to ask is about comparisons and how do you use them in your life?
Okay.
So I'll adjust to that. Danielle has a thought, but I'll adjust and add that on as well. Go ahead, Danielle.
Yeah. So, well, first off, I feel like Q, Big Juicy, and Six need to give me some pep talk sometimes about my podcast and how it's not always about like the comparing. And I think like my show is not even a year old. Like, I think it's great. The people who listen to it, I know they love it. But I think like my biggest thing is like, and I know this is going to sound so fucking stupid when I say it, but like, I see shows like, for example, like Call Her Daddy. They got picked up by Barstool after 4 episodes. And I have to like remember in my head, like, okay, those girls lived in New York. One of them dated a guy that was in the MLB. Like they knew people. Like that's why their show got picked up. Like I'm starting and building it like literally like from the bottom up. Like my first episode was recorded with a fucking microphone in a mason jar. And now I've moved up. I have a producer and like I am moving forward. But I think sometimes, like, at least personally, like I get caught up in like the downloads. And my best friend had to like talk me off a ledge because I was literally about to quit like 3 months ago because I was like, I'm not at 1,000 downloads per episode. And he literally like pulled up an article and he was like, well, with the download rate you're already at the top like 10% of podcasts in the world because you get over 100. Like the numbers can always go up. Like don't focus yourself on that. And since then, I was able to kind of like recenter myself and build a lot more quality content. Like, yeah, do I get annoyed if an episode gets 22 downloads? Yeah, like that sucks. Or if an Instagram picture for the show gets 6 likes, that's annoying. But at the end of the day, it's something like I'm building, and the only help I have is producer Jack. That is all I have is Jack helping me.
Period.
Love producer Jack. If you're watching, I love you. You know this.
Jack does a lot. We know.
Now you have
like,
me though. Now you have me though. You know, so that's the thing.
Hey,
the
this
media
is the
manager.
connect.
Yeah.
But like, it's stuff like that. Like, it's really easy, and I don't know if it's like partially because like my anxiety or like perfectionism, but I'm just like I'm always like hounding myself on these numbers.
It's
and
my
the thing
anxiety as well.
Because you can see it.
Also,
Because you can see it.
the anxiety of it for me and the visuals and how numbers do matter in our world, that if someone does look at those 6 likes, they'll be like, this ain't serious. They not there yet. I need to see 600. I suffer from those same things because in what we do, numbers do matter. I have to show my insights on Instagram. I have to show these things. I have to show these downloads to get picked up. So, you know, it's tough because of what we do choose to do. So I guess if we were deciding to be lawyers or get on a firm or whatever, then maybe it would be harder for them. It'd seem easier to us. But I still feel like in social media, with the anxiety of it all and how numbers still do matter in those comparisons, it's a comparison, but also it's highly competitive. I want to put that word out there as well. So, Jocelyn, I want to hear, what role does comparisons play in your life, if any role, with the new question?
I feel like I'm with you on I compare myself in the sense of like, how can I do better? What can I do to not make my content similar, because I still want it to have my like personal touch, but like what can I do to make it more interesting for the same, you know, type of followers, because I'm obviously doing the same type of content, you know. So if it's in makeup, I want to know what products that I need to use, you know, or what angles, or you know, what skill that I need to do to possibly get to that next level of success that I'm trying to reach. But I definitely look at my success as more like, who can I help either start the same journey, start inspiring them to also, you know, feel more beautiful, feel more in tune with themselves, help them health-wise, help them beauty-wise. What can I do for like my specific followers that's going to improve their life, versus like obviously I want to improve mine as well, but I definitely feel like I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of skill set that I can like help give to other people. And just because I'm doing makeup doesn't mean that I can't teach them like
That's true.
things
That's
that
true. Though.
I
A lot of
just
people
don't
can't even
know.
put on eyeliner. A lot of people can't even put on eyeliner or have somebody take the patience to teach them in person.
Yeah,
So that's
and like a lot of women, you know, obviously, unfortunately, it does help their self-confidence. You know, I see the beauty in everybody, or I try to. But it's just, we're women, we like makeup. Makeup makes a lot of women feel more beautiful, more confident. So if I can help women feel more beautiful and more confident, more empowered, realize that they are strong enough, they can work for themselves, they can literally do whatever they want in life, not just, you know, makeup, but we're all content creators. You know, I want men to be able to watch it and see like, wow, I built this from the ground up, like I can do that too. And hopefully, you know, that just inspires somebody else to do great things. I think we lost China.
You just inspired me a little bit with that. Not a
I
little
had to
bit, but
get
a
my
lot actually.
computer charger. So what role do comparisons play ultimately? Do they play one or not?
Can I pick up? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, like, I don't. Yes, I don't like. I feel like it's not really a yes or no question. What role do they play? Like,
It's just how you handle
like
the material.
Like what?
I feel like it's how you how it comes to you. Like we all like use inspiration and motivation differently. So like we never know, I guess, like what people do with what they get.
Yeah, like I've never, like China said, like I've never been on the hateration side of it. It's always just, you know, inspiration to me, and like people, you know, posting their nice cars and their nice houses, like you know, how much they make. Like I don't look at that as like bragging or, you know, whatever. I look at it as like, damn, like I could get there too. Like, you know, if they could do that, you know, in that amount of time. Like if I really put, you know, my effort forward, like Big Juicy said, which I know that, like they say like if you take like 6 months to like truly work on yourself, like you'll see like in
that's real
drastic, you know, not even 3 months, 6 months, you'll see like drastic results. And
that's very real, and it's an uphill battle as well. Like I seen somebody comment saying that they content creation feel like they building up a house on sand and their floor is falling through.
I saw that too.
And that's literally how I feel. I made a goal for myself to get to 1,000 subscribers in 6 months. I made it within 3 months, and my channel has been plateauing since I made it to my goal. So with that being said, it's hard. This shit is hard. You make it to one goal to get monetized, but you ain't monetizing and making no money. So it's still an uphill battle. You have to reinvent the wheel. You have to find out what is the next thing. What you say, Q?
And stay grateful as possible, because we always want to be like we never like stay satisfied in this life with shit. Like we get there, we're like, damn, I kind of want the new one now. Like,
yep. And we're content creators, and people love us and look to us for things. So it almost feels like we're being disingenuous or ungrateful as well. Because I'm like, 1,000 people were happy, but I'm getting caught up that I'm not still getting more and more. But it is the thing where it's like you always are going to be hungry for it, but still to be thankful as well and to take that time. Now, next question. Who are the people in your life that support you the most and the least? Now, audience, I have presented these questions to the panel a little bit prior so they can marinate on this, and whomever watching is watching whatever. But while you're here, make sure you hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button. If you're new here, my name is Welcome to China, and you can help me continue to get more subscriptions and help the Nightcap crew. So anyway, you guys, let's go ahead and get into this question. I will say for myself, and I'll give a quick little tale. My mother, my grandparents, and my immediate matriarchal side of the family are always the most supportive. I made a decision from a young age to take up acting as a career, and I decided to get a bachelor's degree in acting and performance. So I don't know if whose ever parents or people told them to go to school for business, but I heard it from my daddy's side. I've heard it from other people. But I decided to get a bachelor's degree in acting. And my family were so happy for me, just that I was a Black woman who graduated in the family. Not what I had graduated in, but just that I graduated in the bigger picture. So I was thankful for those things. But I know that people are not. I know that the other side of the family told me should have went to school for business, this, that, and the third, and that's fine. But I know that that's not always the path for a lot of people. So that's something that I am grateful for, and that I am sharing, knowing that that's not always the ideal circumstance. I want to hear from the rest of the panel. Whoever wants to take it, it's all yours.
Okay. So who supports me the most? That one's easy. I would say my mama, my sister, my lady, and my frat bro Chris Jean. Like easy. Like
Chris Jean! We gotta bring Chris Jean on. Love
we do. We really do. We really do. Oh, he is into a lot of cool things right now. So I think it would be.
We're gonna bring him up. Okay, shout out to Chris Jean. Go ahead.
That's like the third time I brought him up. But yeah, like they support me like literally whatever I do, whether it's my Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, like anything, music, they support. And I love that. Like really, I really do. As far as the least, honestly, if anybody is not supporting me, I've gotten to the point where I've cut them off, and I don't want to say I'm just cutting them off.
So that's fine because it happens. Let's talk about it. Who are these people? You don't have to say names, but what kind of category of to what, and what made them move, and what made you cut them off?
I mean, it could be friend, it could be bros, like it could be I mean, those friend, bros, family, honestly, it's all three. But it could be something they said, or maybe just the not showing the support, or maybe just even doing something. Like if you're gonna put me in a position where I could potentially, like, I don't know, something bad could happen to me, or you're like putting the brand in danger, or putting my health in danger, and you know, like I have goals, I have ambitions, and you still purposely put me in a bad position, then that's like a reason to like
this sounds very personal. This sounds very personal, and I was trying to catch the line of what happened. Can you give us a little bit more?
I mean, that's the basis of it, because
I still didn't. I got it, but I didn't get it.
It's happened so much in the last 6 months though, so it's like it's still kind of touchy for me, because it sucks. It sucks. Like you see yourself like being cool with people, friends with people, family with people.
For real, let's talk about it. It's
Who
not
hurt you? Because I'll hurt them.
It's not reciprocated.
Okay, so
Chris, ooh, go ahead.
Your heart broken, bro. Just be honest.
Well, not nah, it's not even that. It could be as simple as like, okay, so I don't know if y'all know, but I created a class. I created a fitness and wellness class, like the fundamentals of strength training and nutrition, and a lot of people just didn't like even acknowledge it. Not even the fact that they didn't share it, but they didn't even acknowledge it. Like that was hard to do. Like I literally went into the classroom I was working in for like 2 weeks straight and made the videos, recorded, wrote all this stuff down. Then I went to the gym I was working in and recorded like 30 plus videos of me actually doing the stuff, got the PDF files, found a system to like actually put it up and put it all together. And it was like for that to not even be acknowledged, like, oh man, you created a class. That's awesome. People tell you congrats on the new job or congrats on this, and that all the time. But it's like, yo, this is something organically. Yeah, like this is part of my legacy. Like if after I pass, this is still going to be here. But to not even acknowledge that, I mean, that kind of sucks. So it's like when you see that you pour into people when people aren't necessarily pouring back into you, it's like
this is it. This is the conversation here. I'm a piggy off of that. Now, what I've learned and what people have told me, because that's how I feel, and that's how I move with a lot of people still as well. I've heard that you can't expect the same support out of those who support you, or vice versa, however the saying goes. Now, is it deep enough to cut somebody off? Or what is that disconnect that we feel so hurt that I can't have you in my life anymore? This just may not be your cup of tea, or you may not like this content, or this may not be your thing. But where do we drop off with that disconnect of where it really hurts us? Because I get to that place, but I want to hear before I answer, what is that disconnect of like, I can't even fuck with you no more because you're not supporting my content. And it sounds cliche and a little lame to say. I don't even like saying it because I feel embarrassed.
When two people aren't serving each other in no shape, form, or like category, like I believe we're all here to serve each other, but everybody not gonna collab and work together and get along. But if you think you could just take and not give that same energy back to someone who's like showing you that love, like that's how people get cut off. Like we all I feel like agree with like strangers support you more than like friends for some reason. But that's just because
Facts.
we can see all the art now. It's everywhere, and like we're on all multiple platforms and shit. But it's sad when like you've invested time and energy with people you actually are familiar with and know, and you don't get that same like praise.
But what if they don't even know what it's like to create content? So let's be devil's advocate. Let's say this. A motherfucker really don't know. Now, keep in mind, I'm just being devil's advocate because I agree with y'all. What if they really don't know? Chris put in all these hours to make this video, 30 different clips, 30 different places, positions. They didn't know that you put in hours, 300 hours of time to release your tracks, your EPQ. What if they just really don't know because it's content creation and we are the 2% of the people that actually do this shit? Does that make you feel any different? That people could just not know?
I mean, there's a lot of people that don't know, but
don't know what
they don't know the work
what goes into doing this shit.
She's right. They don't actually understand what goes in behind it. Like even a YouTube video, people think you sit down and you like do your makeup.
Yeah.
And it's not just you do your makeup. You have to set up the lighting. You have to get yourself dressed and do your hair and put an outfit together, do your makeup. Then you have to download it. Then you have to export it. Then you have to wait for the audio and the video to line up, and you have to cut that down and keep editing that down. And then you have to, pay for all of this, extra stuff. They don't really actually understand how hard it is. But I also don't think that just because you don't know how hard something is, like I don't look down on anybody's job that works at an office, and I'm not like, oh, that's easy. Like, you got a new job. Like I still congratulate people when they get a new job as a waitress or something, just because obviously I do know what that takes as well. But to me, I look at everything as, you don't know how hard it is until you do it. And obviously not everybody has that mindset, but there is a fine line between like, just because you don't know doesn't mean you can't support. Like you should.
True.
I don't know. I guess I still support people no matter what. So.
Just the heart you got.
Yeah.
Let's give Juice on this. Juice, let's talk about it.
Yeah. Well, to be completely honest with you, I mean, I have my family. I'm always gonna love my family, but it's like a lot of the people that you know don't really support you, but it's the people that you don't know are really out there, and that's why like I really got into marketing, and that's why I ended up loving it because, bro, like I was spending so much money to get people to come to shows. I was doing everything, and like it was working, but it was like right when I started networking with real people, I felt like me as a person, I felt better because there's actually people that like me. There's actually people that are like in my DMs trying to make music or collaborate. And, that's another reason why like I really do what I do. And it's like, at the end of the day, people got 10, 15 minutes to throw up, Drake on their Instagram, but they can't throw up their boy. They can't throw up their like Q. When Q's album dropped, I don't even throw famous people's music up. I threw Q's up there a couple times. You know what I mean?
All out, bro.
And that's just how I am because at the end of the day, I know it's hard. So whatever field you're in too, this is what I tell people. It's like whatever field you're in, just know I'm here to help you because, exposure is hard from any way. If you're trying to do something online, you have to have a social media presence. Who's going to take you serious? So it's, it's, I mean, my family, my friends, yeah, but it's like people I went to high school with, they don't listen to my music. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. But they could just be hating on me, for all we know. So
it is also, let's acknowledge, it also is a huge, thick level of hateration that comes with the support as well. So let's acknowledge that too. We just talking about our feelings here, but people still across the board don't be reposting because niggas be hating as well. So I'm just going to put that out there too. Mugs love to hate.
I don't think they even be hating. I think people are so detached from just showing love. Like, just supporting.
Yes.
But they be hating. Yeah, y'all right. They be hating too, though.
But detached from love
better than them.
I agree. I detached from showing love, like you said, throwing up Drake out of reaction. Knowing Drake ain't seeing shit. Knowing Drake don't need it. But also, I've seen people who I had this conversation with a friend. So let's say this. So Juice, you have a decent social media following. you reposted Q on your social media. Some people are so hateful and just so no love, whatever you want to say, that they wouldn't even do that because they don't want their friend to even have other exposure coming from them.
Because they don't have, you know why? You know why though? The reason why is because nowadays everyone is so uptight, and nowadays everyone wants to be better than everyone. Why can't we just why can't we all just get along? It's cool. Like, you're working hard. I bust my ass too. I work 14, 15 hours a day. And for me to be successful, I have to put in the man hours because no one's going to cash my own check. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the day. So, it's just, people are just shitty. I mean, there's no other way around it.
It comes down to people.
Shitty motherfuckers. That's what I call them.
Shitty motherfuckers. All right.
That's it.
It is what it is. Danielle, close us off on it, podcast queen.
Yes. So it's actually funny when you sent us these questions today. I texted producer Jack and I was like, wow, everyone's going to think I'm obsessed with you. But I would say the people who do support me the most when it comes to my content creation, it's my family, it's my close friends. My mom was the first order on my Hooligan merch. She wears it all the time and just likes to send me pictures of herself wearing it in various locations.
But doesn't it just make you feel good? What does that feel like?
It's so funny. And it's like, it's nice to see, like, if she's like wearing it, she'll randomly send me a selfie that's like mood. And it's just like her in the Hooligan sweatshirt. And like, I think it's cute. And like, my whole family is super supportive, my close friends. Obviously wouldn't be where I am now without producer Jack. Like, I was going down a rabbit hole of just like not wanting to podcast anymore. And I told my mom today, it's weird that at 28 years old, I have like a 21-year-old bestie, but I love him. So, and I would say, I think the people that support the least, Six said, like, they're not in my life anymore. I wouldn't be where I'm at now if I was still friends with some of these shitty people that I was friends with that would either, if I said something or like tweeted something or was like, oh, like, I'd love to do this, or like post a picture on Instagram, like they would like make fun of me, like in our group chat, like to my face, and be like, oh my God, Danielle, that's so stupid. And you know what? Like, I'm not friends with those bitches anymore because I would never have done my show if I was still friends with people like that were constantly belittling me. But joke's on them now. So here we are.
Jokes is on them. So ultimately,
sorry, one other thing.
Go ahead.
Someone else brought it up. I think it might have been Big Juicy, but there's like an Olivia Rodrigo lyric that it's like, I can attribute this to success. So I'm going to change the lyric a little bit, but it's like, your success is not someone else, or their success isn't your lack of success. Like, there is room for everyone. And
it's
just because, right, like, you don't see me all mad that Alex Cooper signed a huge deal with Spotify. Yeah, I wish I had that deal, but like, because she's successful doesn't mean like I don't have the opportunity to be successful. It's not like, okay, it's Alex Cooper in this world or Danielle. Like, Alex Cooper would win. Like, I get it. But I still have an opportunity to build something from me.
Yeah,
exactly.
Some people have the Kobe Bryant mentality, That's just what it is, working hard, being dedicated, just wanting to be the best they can. Sometimes it's competitive, but to be completely honest with you, as long as you're financially stable and you're happy, that's all that matters. So whatever it is that you do, just do it. I'm looking at it more like on a business standpoint because, if it doesn't make sense, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? And, it's always, as long as you have a hard work ethic, I just want you to know there's always going to be hate regardless. They're going to hate you whether you're Eminem or they're going to hate you whether you're Biggie Smalls. So it doesn't matter. It just, you gotta block that shit out, put it in a box and throw it away. That's what I do.
Period.
That's it.
We won here with the Tom Brady 6th round draft pick mentality, baby. Chip on the shoulder forever.
There you go. Prove them
Chip on the shoulder.
Hey, can I add a comment for you guys? Just like an open-minded comment. Like, not to get super off topic, but this is like that devil's advocate, negative thinking shit. Like, what about the people who put in all the hard work and like keep having recipe after recipe, but it don't like Is that
You need
still
to-
on them, or they're just like
you
the
need to
cosmic-
take L's. You need to take L's in life, bro. That's just how it is. And if you keep on failing at something, it just means that you weren't meant to do it. You have to do something else.
something else? Yeah, facts.
If,
I feel that too.
but if you really want something to happen, the thing is, whatever you find out what you're truly passionate about in life, it may not be something that you really want. Like, so say if you went to medical school, you want to be a doctor, a brain surgeon, or whatever it is, and then next thing you know, you're like, man, I just wasted all this fucking time, and I realized that this was stupid. I want to write books for children or something. You know what I mean? Like you find what your real passion is, and then you'll be successful. You just got to find your lane, and once you get one good lane, you start adding more lanes, once you get
a fucking freeway.
Exactly.
Let's build on that. How do you find your lanes?
How
do we
find lessons?
Knowing yourself.
Hold
what
on.
you can do.
Let's condense this real quick. Somebody likes to content create. It's a lot of people, if they're watching. What advice do you give to people who are content creating to find their lane? You say, if it's not for you, may not be for you. Find something new. Motherfuckers try it until they're 80 years old, still trying to get shit shaken. So it can't be forever now. But what is the advice that you would give business-wise that's not out the heart, but financially wise, business-wise, to invest and to find your content?
Tweak it. Make it your own.
I'm asking Juice. Yeah.
Honestly, the one thing I always tell people is perception's reality. So if you believe something, it's gonna happen. Like if you go to sleep every night thinking about a nice ass Ferrari, you're gonna wake up one day in a Ferrari. So but the thing is, in order to do whatever you want to do, especially when it comes to growing an online brand, it costs money. Now, the money is up to you, whether you're going to spend $150, whether you're going to spend $1,000, whether you're going to spend $20,000 a month. But some people, if they just don't have it, they just don't have it. So they rely on marketing. They need it because that's their only thing. They're going to spend their last dime on it because they still believe in themselves, So at the end of the day,
you can get there through money. So what you're saying is, if a person with no talent got $1 million and back through marketing, that they can pretty much probably make it. But if you got somebody who really got the raw talent, it may take a little bit longer.
Money, let me tell you guys something. Money talks, bullshit walks. It doesn't matter. If you got money, you can do anything in this world. If you want to get a feature with Lil Baby right now and you got $100,000,
I got it. I'm on it. He will drop the song. Baby, period.
He will drop the song. He will make a music video with you, and he'll get high with you.
Yep.
Like you guys got to understand. No matter what in life, and I hate to say this, but it is about money. Money. Because if you don't have money, you're not gonna really live happy. Yeah, maybe you'll be happy like mentally, but money can give you that comfortability of happiness. You know what I'm saying? Like just being able to wake up and be like, hey, I'm no longer rich. I'm wealthy. I have disposable income. That's the kind of lifestyle everyone wants. But you guys got to understand that not everyone is Tom Brady. Some people are like Mark Sanchez. They're in the league for 1 or 2 years and they're done.
Get your bread and go. Yep.
So
I think something important too about like the financial side that we talked about a little bit. I think if you're a content creator, like on a small scale, it's just being kind of like mindful that you don't need brand new everything all the time to get yourself started. Like when I first started, like I was working a job where like I didn't make a lot of money. So I slowly started buying my things. Like my stepdad bought me my first real microphone.
Yeah.
And then I waited and saved up for my new computer when mine broke. When I got like a job where I'm making significantly more money, that's when I hired the producer. And I think a lot of smaller time content creators are like, okay, like I need the brand new 17-inch MacBook. I need the $300 microphone. I need this giant like camera. Like you really can go at your own pace. And there's no sense if like this isn't your full-time job yet, like putting yourself tens of thousands of dollars in debt to do this. Like it's okay if you can only afford a $50 microphone and use your phone. Like that's okay. Like you're starting. But I think that's something that like I've seen a lot of people do, go out and buy all this equipment and then like you're broke. Like
That
And
is
what,
the
like-
downfall of seeing and not doing your research truly and looking into your things, because we see everything on such a grand scale. And when you do get those millions, that is what we see. And the people who got the million subscribers and views are the ones who have the better content. But if you watch people's content, something that I do as a YouTuber is I will go and watch your most popular video and I will go and watch your very first video. And let me tell you, some people's first videos is looking way worse than mine, or even their videos from their 500 subscribers or 1,000 or 10,000, you know? So that is very true. Comparing to those people, it can be detrimental, but also you got to start somewhere and even just kickstart it and jumpstart it. But I'm happy that you spoke on the money element of it as well, Juice, and Danielle talking about getting what you can afford, because you still have to pay to play in a lot of avenues in the world we live in. You got to pay to sponsor your music. You got to pay for different posts. I know that I was excited to get my big girl job so I can go and buy some Insta posts and buy features. You have to pay to get reposts. It's a lot of shit you got to pay for, but I see people do it. And unfortunately, I think that it is kind of true, y'all. You got to pay to play in a lot of ways. So
It's a boss world, you know?
You got to plan too with that money. You can't just spend it.
I mean, if you don't have the money, don't spend it. Like, by all means, if you don't have the money, don't spend it. I'm not saying,
that's why
hey,
I'm not right now. Yeah.
I'm not saying, hey, whatever's in your bank account, drain that shit right now. No, I'm not saying that.
No.
Yeah, we just want to make sure once you get to that stage where it's like, hey, I got $5,000 to play with, or $10,000, or $20,000, or $30,000 to play with, you can space that out perfectly and get you to where you need. You know what I mean? Some people spend $1,000 a month for 40 months to market themselves. You know what I mean? It's all about, you know, what you feel comfortable with at the end of the day.
And taking those small jumps, those small investments.
Yeah, save your money. I'm a cheap ass, so
you don't need it all at once. One of my friends who has like a really cool show on YouTube and she has a podcast, she didn't let herself buy any like high like end equipment until she had 2 sponsors and she had been at it for over a year. Like that was her 1-year gift to herself.
Exactly. Period.
Like it's okay to break it up. Like I want to tell people
that's
that.
Jim
Like,
Carrey shit.
I started with a fucking mason jar old microphone. Like you can do it. You can figure it out.
And everybody got to start somewhere. And in content creation, a lot of us don't start off having a lot of money. Okay. So it is one of those from the mud type of deals, especially with this. So speaking of from the mud, my final question is the Illuminati real? Why or why not shall you must sell your soul for success? This is the question that I'm ending us off with. Is the Illuminati real? I think the Illuminati is real. Why do I think the Illuminati is real? For a multitude of reasons. My first reason, I think you do have to sell your soul. But I'm a Christian, and I know that the devil back in the day was the leader of music up in heaven and stuff. And I know that he got control over all the music here for us mortals. And I know he controls it and makes it all messed up. So that's why my short VeggieTale story of to why. And also, I just know my Creole sister Beyonce got some voodoo in her. I know Beyonce is some type of witch. Don't come for me, Beehive, but that's where I'm at. It was a lot of bullshit that I said. Anybody else?
Yes. Firm, yes. Have you ever been to the Denver airport? I heard that's like a secret Illuminati headquarters.
Underground, yes it is. Underground, yes it is.
Yeah, and it's I've gone down like TikTok rabbit holes about this. I'm convinced. Like you can't tell. There's too many coincidences for this to not be a thing, and they're just trying to hide it from us. But it's okay. Like I'll join the Illuminati. My DMs are open if you need me to join.
So Danielle is willing to sell her soul for success.
Yeah, there's not much of it left, so.
A soul of Danielle. Let's have the conversation. Don't shy away from it. Come on, the Illuminati not gonna come get you. Juicy, they saying CG Beats, this must be one of your buddies. They coming for you.
Hey, in all honesty, it's not easy to sell your soul. People think it's so easy to sell your soul. Like you can just obtain the success and it's gone. The Illuminati has been real since 1776.
Bring it down for us, for real.
I love this. Let's go.
That's when our country was, our beautiful, racist, disgusting, shitty country was founded as well. But like back in the 1700s, it took 3 levels of whatever they decided to become this like philosophical Illuminati member, like you are, and now it's 13 levels, and that's just math, like that's just number shit. But the Illuminati's like was based on just honestly fighting against like evils and like religious beliefs and like kind of opening minds and not falling into control. And now since the world is the world, they flipped a good idea, like a good philosophy, and changed it and made it like evil now in a way. Like it kind of has like all its negative connotations and shit. Like you gotta sell your soul, but it's definitely like a elite secret society.
What was the purpose of it? So it is an elite secret society that the music industry had.
It's not for music. It's not for music. That is just a small factor. Like the Illuminati runs so many like aspects like of our world, like food, fucking electricity, fucking like so many governments are involved in just like how they think should go and how society should run.
I feel like if it's not even called the Illuminati, like if it has a different name or whatever, like it's still just a group of like the most elite, high, powerful people who try to make decisions, I guess, like, you know, almost like a president above the president. Like, you know, like they say like the president is like a puppet in a way, you know, like they just use them as a face. But like it would be like the same thing as like a celebrity. They're using them as a puppet to like get a message through type thing, you know.
I gotta say something.
Please do. I was using words.
Speech.
You know,
It sounds like a confession. I'm
I
getting
think
stressed.
I talk about this shit for days. Don't get me started on this shit.
you guys were waiting for me because Q knows I'm real as hell. I'm gonna just say what's on my heart. I think the Illuminati is real, just like how George Bush did 9/11 to get reelected. So it wasn't done by no terrorists. It wasn't done by no planes. It's just something that's been on my chest for a very, very, very long time.
All right, guys, we got to chill out now, guys. For you know what I mean? We might gotta.
America did it to themselves, you know.
Facts.
And if you watch the videos, you hear firefighters from New York saying, before the buildings came down, all you hear is boom, 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 boom. I'm not that smart, but that's a motherfucking bomb blowing up all the beams. And another thing is there was another building that wasn't even by the World Trade Center that so happenly collapsed. So I don't know. The Illuminati is behind a lot of shit. Yeah. I don't believe, you know, I'm really into conspiracy theories, and I think that there's a lot of bad things going on. So
always.
So that's just something. Illuminati is definitely real. That's just something that's been on my chest for a very long time, and I know it because I've seen this movie before, you know, and the America knows that I know.
Bro, that joint is whooping your ass.
I think we need to do a full panel on conspiracy theories with Big Juicy.
We will. Big Juicy, we're going to bring you back for a panel of conspiracy theories in the next
for it all. It's all real.
All right.
We got to talk about JFK. That's my only request.
The mafia killed him. You already know that. The mafia killed him. It wasn't America.
Exactly.
So.
Someone's saying to look up
lizard people.
I'm scared to look this up.
No, they think Justin Bieber is a lizard person. That's like a legit thing.
What is lizard people? Lizard people
like
conspiracy.
Like reptilians, like a reptilian.
Reptilian
like a shapeshifter, like a shapeshifter. Like people believe in aliens, like, you know, there's different or multiple life forms on different
aliens
planets.
Are real though.
I believe in multiple life forms on different planets, but like yeah, like the Illuminati, people believe that they have certain individuals in their society who have like direct missions to shapeshift and do like people think that was a part of like them killing MLK, like somebody like was just like a normal dude, but not really normal. Like I don't know, it's a lot of weird things going behind the scenes, and the government's it's a lot of good shit going on too, though. But
you better chill out, Q. They might kill us, bro.
They y'all finna be.
Prep crew does not come back on Wednesday.
Allegedly, okay, this is the Justin Bieber thing. So I looked it up, and fans claim that in an Australian airport in 2017, they saw Justin Bieber shapeshift into a giant lizard. But like this is no. This is like a thing that's been all over the internet for a while. Like when I've seen like lizard people stuff, like it's always that people think Justin Bieber is a lizard.
That is so.
I know I sound like I'm high right now, but I'm not.
I know you love me.
I've been holding on to this information for a long time.
Illuminati.
My God. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's getting intense. This is what I've been waiting for. There we go. Fit, do you believe in the Illuminati?
He's like, no.
We see you over here like.
No, I do. I don't know if it's. I think JoJo said it. Like, I don't know if we call it the Illuminati. That's the name for it. I think it's probably called something else. But like, I do believe it exists. I don't know if y'all watch American Horror Story, but season 8, Apocalypse. I think they kind of touched on that really well. I think it was Apocalypse. Maybe it was Cult. But
I didn't see that.
No, the Cult one was the Donald Trump one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cult and Apocalypse. They low key both kind of like it kind of like intertwines a little bit. But I think in Apocalypse you really see that. I can't even remember, but it was like
the one where they're like in the secret layer downstairs, but then the witches come back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like I think it's low key in a little bit of both of them because you see a lot of stuff going on. But I think that is how the Illuminati. Because like, okay, in season 7, I think maybe it is Apocalypse because like I think those were when the people got saved, right? At the very beginning. They're like in the Illuminati, like because there was only so many amount of tickets to save the people.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like if this like was to really happen in real life, this is probably how it would go down. Like, rich people, like, why do you think all these billionaires are going to space? Like, that's kind of weird. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
I heard that one before. Why do you think
leaving their positions? And they like 30, 40 retired, you know what I mean? Hiding out, bro.
I'm having such a good time. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm happy still though.
You know, just like I mean, I'm high, but like I understand everything. You know what I'm saying? It's not just because I'm stoned.
I just seen something today that was saying you can pay $200,000 to be like submerged, frozen in like
how
much?
That's what happened to Walt Disney. That's what happened to Walt Disney.
I just seen it today. And you can pay $200,000. You pay like $2,500 for your dog and cat or something like that.
Standard animation.
Yeah, and then hopefully future tech can revive you.
Oh yeah, they froze Ted Williams.
They did that to Walt Disney too.
Yeah.
Oh, so in case the technology would. Oh my God, that's enough. Walt Disney need to stay dead. Clearly, I heard a lot about his ass. Anyway,
he ain't coming back.
Know he was a bad guy. I know he was a bad guy.
He's pretty terrible.
Yeah, it's not. We gonna leave.
So what about Walt Disney? I just thought he was the guy who made Disney. You know?
Nah, bro. There's so many subliminals in Disney movies. Why do you think all these fucking kids and us love them so much? Like all the songs are like fucking spells we fucking listen to. We love this shit.
We'll get into that Walt Disney conspiracy. We will save it for a conspiracy episode. We will save it.
Go on YouTube and just search up Family Guy and Walt Disney. It's hilarious, bro.
What the fuck George Bush know about pyramids? Get him out of here.
That's George Washington.
You already know aliens.
I mean, my bad. George Washington.
You already know aliens made all the pyramids and shit and the rocks. We didn't have precision back in the day.
Black people made the pyramids. Just say black people. You don't say aliens, bro. Just say black people.
Aliens? No, aliens are real.
My ancestors. Our ancestors. Just say our ancestors.
No, they were not that smart. They were not that smart to build the pyramids to the motherfucking stars. There's no way.
Bro.
Aliens are real because I saw a TikTok video of aliens. Aliens are real. They are, I swear. And I would kind of want to meet one.
Wait, what about the whole thing that they were supposed to release all the Area 51 stuff?
Yeah, like how did you say that? Like on a government, who's that Twitter?
Conspiracy theories. I'm sorry, guys. I shouldn't have said nothing.
We need Anonymous to come back and tell us what happened.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
No. When Anonymous popped off on Twitter about Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, I need Anonymous to come in and tell me about the aliens.
Oh,
our ancestors.
Well, we already know the aliens are real if you watch Ancient Aliens,
bro.
I mean, it talks about everything, and if you don't believe that. It all makes sense. No one back in the day had precision.
I'm not saying back in the day.
Big ass rocks and these big ass sculptures with what? With what? Little stones? Hell no. You gotta get in there with the machines and the lasers and shit.
You know what this
There's,
is, bro?
nothing there.
You know what this is, bro?
I can't see.
I had the Eye of Ra tatted on me right now, not the Eye of Horus, right? That's two different gods, right? That's what I'm talking about, type shit. I believe them motherfuckers built that shit like real spiritual beings, like
No, like gods would be another type of life form.
But-
Because an alien is just
Yeah,
like
but
aliens just different. We're aliens to a different planet.
Josh, I think what it is aliens know. I'm responding to someone's comment. Aliens know that we know that their shit's real now. So now that we know that their shit stinks, you know exactly. So Josh knows. He watches Ancient Aliens. You know.
Yeah, that is
Alien
true.
knows
They
it
know
doesn't
we're
mean-
obsessed with them, so they're not going to show up.
We've never had technology to build anything like that. You go to Machu Picchu, wherever you're going, all these buildings. We never made that. There's no way. There's no way.
There were no cranes back in the day.
Yeah.
Y'all tripping, man.
They
It's
use
true.
pulley systems. And
What
This
did
shit
they
built
do?
it.
Did they cut down big ass oak trees and
We'll
had
never know.
10,000 people pull a rock? No way.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
We
We'll never
will
know.
know when the
Maybe
aliens
one day.
come.
I hope they do.
We're going to save the next conspiracies. That means we're going to have Big Juicy back on for another episode, y'all, because we talked about a lot of stuff today.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot a brain, get friends.
All right, y'all. I want to give a special thank you to first Q Suave for bringing on our wonderful guest today, Big Juicy _97. Make sure you guys give him a wonderful and quick and speedy follow for all this wonderful information. Big Juicy, what is a way for everybody to find you if they need some advice and they want to pay you for your services to get them together?
Just hit me up on my Instagram, and then if you're cool, I'll give you my actual number. If not, I'm not wasting my time because I just like to help people. So if I see people that make excuses to not accelerate their lifestyle, I don't want to talk to them. So just please, if you're serious about yourself and whatever you need too, it's not just music related. I help everyone. I work with businesses. I work with whatever it is. You need advertisement. You want to get verified. I can do anything. Just hit me up. Hit your boy up on the gram. I got
Hit
you.
your boy up on the gram. He got y'all at Big Juicy _97. And thank you again to the wonderful Q Suave for bringing on his wonderful friend. We will bring him back for conspiracy theories, y'all. So make sure you guys stick around for that. I got to give a wonderful thank you to our panel. It is a little bit condensed today, but we had a great conversation. So shout out to our missing members, but our members that we got here at Q Suave. Make sure you give him a follow at Danielle M. Hare, host of the Red Flag Collectors. At Fit Hollywood 6, make sure you check him out as well. Go ahead and follow him on IG, Big Juicy 97, our boy, and JoJo F with 6 underscores. Don't you forget it. This is the Nightcap Crew, you guys. We will see you guys next week. And bye-bye.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends.